I'm gonna talk to you about concerts. So in concerts where like the band is singing or whatever, and then they like say a memorable line, and then they let the audience finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that shit.
I'm not here to hear an audience sing.
Can I just tell you how fucking happy I am that you finished exactly what I was gonna say? Because that's exactly how I feel. And I told Marissa about this. She's like, "Yeah, they shouldn't even clap or cheer. Like, I don't want to hear any of you fucking people make a goddamn noise. I just want to hear the band play."
Exactly. And I want to hear it how it's like. I don't want to hear your fucking rendition of it. I want to hear it how it's on the fucking album, and I want it to be really good, and I want you to sing every fucking word of the song.
If concerts were me sitting in the recording booth, I would be happy and justify spending money on going to that. Aside from that, fuck off concerts. I can't stand them. I'm like the only person that doesn't go to concerts every single day of the week. That seems to be a normal thing for our generation.
I am not a fan of concerts. The only time I'll go is when there's at least two bands playing that I really want to see.
How often did that happen?
It happens like once every 4 years.
So like the Olympics.
Yeah. When there's it, like I'll go to a concert during Olympic years. How about that?
Yeah. Or when some like bands do like we're only playing stuff on the new album. We're not playing any of the hits.
Fuck that.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Because first of all, I'm busy. I haven't bought your fucking album yet. I don't know any other words to anything. I can't sing along. I can't dance along. Fuck your new album. Play the old shit. That's all I care about.
Wicked smart, wicked cool, wicked fucking stupid, whatever the fuck. Something wicked.
I'm baking like a toasted Caesar. It's so hot here.
My boy's wicked smart.
Cause the boy is hotter than hot. He's hot, hot.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Anyway, guys, welcome to another episode of Wicked Hot. Kevin and John, we're back at it again. Another week. Yeah, it's just every week we've been doing this. It just keeps, I don't know. It just like the way it's been progressing. I've absolutely loved it. Although we have another bonus episode that we're having to record this weekend for Memorial Day. Because Kevin has decided to bon voyage over to Nevada.
Yes, I will be gambling in the great city of Laughlin, Nevada.
Oh, God. Well, Kevin, I know we posted something for the Instagram.
We did, yes. So, in honor of Solo coming out today, well, not today, I guess.
Well,
2 days ago, if you're watching this on
weekend.
Yes, Friday. It came out on Friday. Solo. So I posted a picture of a lightsaber, and it's actually funny because we were talking about posting this, and I was like, "What can I pick from Star Wars that's iconic?" And I could not think of anything. And you're like, "Lightsaber?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
I seriously, I thought that you had already omitted that, and you were like, "No, that's too obvious," even though it really wasn't. But you're like, "What? Yeah, what is iconic?" I thought you were just like pulling my leg or something. I'm like, I don't know, Death Star. I was like, I'm just gonna throw lightsaber out there just in case he did not omit it.
So we had one guess on the Instagram, and it was wrong. And it was a guess about the fandom of Star Wars, but no, that is way wrong.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
It's not right,
wrong.
though. It's not right. And
No.
I guess you had to look at the picture very literally and what is a lightsaber, basically. And it's a weapon. And that's kind of what we're doing.
It is. Although it's not more just weapons, but just basically we're going over best and worst alien tech in movies. So this is all the technology that you guys see in the movies, and we're kind of going to break down what we think are the coolest and also the lamest pieces of alien technology used in movies today. And we've been switching things up. Kevin and I actually do not know which each of us picked
Yeah.
this time. So this is going to be very interesting.
Usually
how
we have to act surprised. Now we're actually going to be surprised.
we are going to be legitimately surprised. So hold on to your butts. Get what's the in 12 parsecs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Run that Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs and get into it in 3, 2, 1.
Kate, give the kid a weapon.
Somebody please get this man a gun.
Yeah, so how appropriate for the clip for me to just get into it. It's Men in Black is my first pick. And it's funny, after watching all the clips, for me to find this specific one, I definitely feel like it deserves a rewatch. Because I haven't seen this movie in so long. But again, after watching the clips, it looks so aged.
Oh god.
I was like, damn, this movie's old as fuck right now. I'm like thinking, I can't believe that this came out when I was a kid, right?
When did it come out?
I think 97, I believe.
That does sound familiar. Yep, 97. Wow.
Sweet. That was a complete guess. I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that, guys. We didn't stop and then me look it up. I'm like, wow, John's so smart. No.
We stopped.
That was yeah. Okay, asshole. All right. So, but my top two. I picked two pieces of tech that were featured in this movie, and the first one is obviously, I don't think people really need to guess what I picked: the Neuralizer, and of course, the second pick, Noisy Cricket. So I'm just going to go into
cricket.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go into Neuralizer. So if you aren't familiar with the Neuralizer, if you never see Men in Black, first of all, watch it. Second of all, spoilers. But yeah, so the Neuralizer, it has the ability to erase someone's mind based on hours, days, weeks, months, years, etc. You get it. So once your memory's been erased, you basically can tell anyone a version of the truth and implant that as a memory. So basically, you manipulate a memory into someone. Like, and
that's like the start of Inception or something.
It is. It seriously is. And it's like you see it when Will Smith, Agent J, says, "Go to Bloomingdale's, get yourself a nice dress, hire a decorator, come into the house, because damn," which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, you get a nice pair of Ray-Bans, so you can look cool while using a piece of futuristic technology. And
although Ray-Bans are shit now.
Are they?
They got sold to like some horrible Chinese company, and now they're just like shit.
That's true. They're like $60 now. I feel like before they used to be like 120.
Yeah,
like
my dad
price.
had like 2 pairs of Ray-Bans. I remember them both being over $120.
I think my dad still has like the old school.
I think our dads have this. Every dad has the same pair of Ray-Bans.
Pair of Ray-Bans. No, totally. Wait, but are they aviator? Because my dad has like the upgraded version of a Wayfarer.
Yes.
Okay. He doesn't have the aviator glasses. He's like the top glasses.
No. My dad's the same way.
Good. I'm glad we settled this Ray-Ban talk. Yeah, when it comes to the Neuralizer, though, I always think of this, and this is why I'm like saying it's cool. Like, I use this in nefarious deeds, like convincing whole populaces that they work for you, and boom, you're like emperor of the world, just like that. You just snap the thing. You're like, you guys all work for me. All right, let's get it done.
I think
like,
you're going too grand with the whole thing. Like,
you think so?
I'd be cool with just like going into a bank and then just like zapping the teller and be like, "Hey, I got $1 million in my bank account," and then just withdrawing it. They're in the story. You're done.
But
you're simple.
No. But that's not simple, because if you do that, the teller will be like, "Okay, let me look up your account," and then the lie is gone. They see it's like, "Actually, sir, your bank account is like $34." So
that's true. There, you would have to plant a lot of lies.
Yeah, you would have to zap the whole store and be the store, like it's a bank. You would have to
the money store.
The money store. You would have to zap the whole bank and say, "I own this bank now, and all that money's mine." And how much money do you think is in the safe? in a normal retail branch.
I don't think that a couple 100,000, maybe.
I was gonna say a couple $100,000. Well, you just keep going to branch and branch.
True, but then you got to
cover your ass. You
Yeah,
run the risk
there's
of being on the
cameras.
news and who's this magician man who's like convincing people all this money's his.
That's true.
You're on a map you don't want to be. So
That is very true, but I feel like yours is unrealistic in the amount of people that you have to flash.
true, but you can gain like a following,
Where they all just go along with all these neuralizers and they're flashing people. It's like a pyramid scheme.
It is, but you'd have to like basically neuralize them in years. So then you'd be like, this has been how it's been for like forever.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if that worked, like, because in the movie it's never really explained, right? Like you neuralize someone, is it for that specific moment, or are they forgetting everything that happened in the past hour?
That's
So
what
in other words,
I never
if you
understood.
zap them in years, like, do you have to reteach? Like, what if I zapped? I don't know. Like, what if I zapped you like 10 years? Like, did you forget like everything you ever learned in the last
Yeah.
10 years? Because then that's a burden. If anything, you're like taking care of more people.
Yeah, because then it's like, oh, I learned French in the last 10 years. You're going to have to teach me French again? Yeah, I mean, I always wondered that because they sometimes they zap people back like a couple days in the movie.
Right.
And it's like, you got to sit there and be like, to build this memory, you got to be like, okay, at 12:53, you had a turkey sandwich on rye, and then
I don't think they're concerned with what they ate. Like that's
well, what if they're thinking back?
life or death.
What if they're thinking
situation.
back? They're like, "Oh, hey, honey, what'd you eat today?" And he's like, "Oh my god, I don't remember. This is some fucking
I've been
alien shit."
neuralized. I've been. That's true. I guess when you think about it that way, that's
Or
a
you
good
have to
point.
have a totem like Inception, like something that you do every single day. Like
to remember.
yeah. And then if you don't remember doing it the previous day, you've been neuralized.
Ooh, that's good. I think we should start doing that just in case.
Yes, I think we will. But I'm not
Yeah,
going to tell
that's-
anybody what it is.
Yeah, you can't let anyone touch it, and you can't let anyone know what it is or where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we'll use Inception rules for the neuralizer. But yeah, and then the last thing that I picked, Noisy Cricket. The gun was a hilarious point in the movie, but the best thing is like it can prove deadly, and it's super mobile. So there's not much to hate about it. Like you just like stick it in your pocket.
Yes, but how do you feel about Tommy Lee Jones trusting Will Smith with that gun? Because
I think
here's the thing, like he offers him the Noisy Cricket, and it's kind of like a joke at first, but the gun can fucking wreck.
right.
And he didn't know that. So he's like, here's this little piece of shit gun, and doesn't like he could get killed by Will Smith
very
using this
true.
gun.
But even if Will Smith knew how powerful it was, do you really think if his preparation he wouldn't have been like blasted back? Because I feel like you can't really like
He
if you
should have
gave me
taken a
shot,
practice
if you gave me a
shot.
shotgun or like if you gave me like a Magnum, right? Pistol, not condom. And you told me to shoot the gun, like me knowing that there's going to be a huge amount of blowback isn't going to change the fact that there's going to be a huge amount of blowback.
But it would help you to prepare for it. Like, you know, if you're holding like a 44 Magnum, there's going to be some blowback. You just know it instinctively, even though you've never shot one.
Very true, but the Magnum will like blow back and not like blow my entire body back.
But at least you can brace yourself for it. Like, put your leg back and at least brace yourself. Will Smith holds it like it's a 22 revolver. Like, it's a little piece of shit gun.
Like a midnight special.
He's equal, like he doesn't have a back leg back to support himself, which I feel like you would have with any gun. Like any cop would shoot a gun like that.
Right.
But Will
I'm
Smith
just
is
glad-
like,
well, he was a cop in the movie, right?
yeah, but he just didn't. He took the Noisy Cricket for granted.
Okay.
He's like,
Good
I'm not
thing-
even gonna brace myself because this is a little bitch ass gun.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing that New York is such a dirty place where they just have trash bags all over the ground. Because if you remember, that's what broke his fall. So luckily, New York in the '90s was a disgusting city, which I don't think it's much has changed because I was in New York pretty recently.
So as somebody who's never been to New York, is that accurate? Is there trash everywhere in New York?
I mean, it's a city. There's trash everywhere in cities, right?
Yeah. Arizona's got the buckets.
Yeah.
The side of the road white buckets.
Yeah. Where the fuck do they get those side of the road white buckets? Is white paint that much of a staple?
In Arizona, yeah. Everything gets dusty, you got to repaint.
But white paint. Like your house is in white. And that's like bleach white paint.
I think there's a lot of apartments.
Like an eggshell or an off-white.
I think there's a lot of apartments in Arizona, and they have to repaint them a lot.
Unless it's like primer paint.
And they always paint them white.
Do they always paint them white?
Like apartments are always white, usually.
They're like beige, I thought.
Well, shit, I guess I could run down and look at some apartments.
I was going to say, I think we should post a Twitter poll and say, in your apartment or house that you live in, what color is it? And we'll put white or beige, and either one of us is going to be right. So it'll just be that.
But also, I've never lived in an apartment, so I'm ignorant on the color of the inside.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I guess so. Final thoughts on Noisy Cricket and Neuralizer.
Neuralizer is a good pick. I like that pick. It does have a lot of issues in terms of getting your grand plan out there. Because you literally, it's like a pyramid scheme. Like you have to recruit somebody, they have to recruit 2 friends, those 2 friends have to recruit 2 friends. It's insane to get your point across. The Noisy Cricket, I hated the gun because I feel like Tommy Lee Jones put so many people at risk with this gun by making a joke and giving it to Will Smith.
He was blowing holes in like trucks and stuff.
Yeah, the first time he used it, he could have killed like 3 people in the background.
He may have killed 3 people.
Yeah, he may have. Yeah, it is like it's a PG-13 movie.
Exactly. My final like Neuralizer. You can only use it for like petty things. Like, I want to get a hot dog. Like, I don't have money, and just neuralize 2 minutes. Yeah, I paid for this hot dog. All right, I'll see you later.
Yeah,
like, that's go about your business. That's about the cutoff time.
Yeah. So my first one is like the hands down, like the pick, and there can be no like other good picks for this. So everybody wants to be a superhero. In this form of alien tech, you can be a superhero.
Okay.
And I'm talking about the fucking alien meteorite that crashes in Chronicle and gives Michael B. Jordan and friends superhero powers.
That's true. But it didn't work out for them in the end.
Well, it worked out for one guy.
The crazy dude, yeah.
No, it works out for the other white guy.
The other white meat?
Yes. So you got the crazy white guy, the guy that tries to kill everybody. You got Michael B. Jordan who dies, spoiler. And then you got the other white guy who's nice and not a dick. He lives at the end. So
okay.
Basically it grants you the power of like superhuman strength. You could fly. There was other I think you could super smart.
Okay.
Super intelligence.
So super genius, kind of like that.
Yeah. And I know you're into that type of thing. So I think there are some drawbacks though. Like periodically throughout the movie, their noses are just like pouring blood out because they're using their power so much.
Okay. I can sympathize with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like the Stranger Things issue.
Or when it's dry in Arizona or anywhere really.
That's true.
So if I got superpowers and then still had to do that, that's like every day of my life, basically. So I don't think that the trade-off isn't that bad.
It has my favorite ability, which is flying, because I hate dealing with traffic and I have to drive so far. So flying for me is like everything. So if you tell me that I can fly, but by the way, I'm super genius and I have superhuman strength, sign me up for that shit.
Okay, so I'm going to combat your best power of flying specifically with this. So say this meteorite crashed in your backyard in Arizona, and it's the middle of summer. You're flying? Because fuck you, you're lying.
Yeah, I'm flying because
You're such a liar.
no, I'm flying.
Not a cloud in the sky, dude. 117, and your ass is flying. Hell no.
No,
Dude, you'd be making it rain. You'd be sweating all over everybody.
I go up so high that I'm like, level with
Closer to the sun.
No. I'm at that altitude where I can still breathe, and two, it's a little bit cooler.
Okay.
So it's like I go up pretty high, like that's the Arizona reference, but San Francisco peak high.
Okay.
And it's cool. It's cool in Flagstaff. So I fly to work, drop down. I'm sweating for a little bit because I got to come down.
Right.
But still save an hour and a half in traffic. Oh, and by the way, I'm a super genius.
True. So you probably are too smart to sweat.
Is that how that works?
That's usually how it works. Okay, so we'll continue with this. So really sell me on the powers here.
So
is it alien? I mean, because I completely forget in the movie.
Yeah, it was like an alien. It wasn't like a meteor. It was like an alien ship, but they never really explained in the movie how it came to be. That it crashed to Earth, but it never explained the backstory of this thing. Just that it gave them powers.
Okay.
So that was something I would have liked to have known. But just the fact that this is some alien technology, it grants you everything that you could want: flying, superhuman strength, and super genius.
Yep.
I mean, you could make a living just off of tricking people into giving you money at the bank or the money store.
That's very true. And then you could just fly away.
And fly away. Nobody will expect somebody to be just flying away.
Actually, and I think that this is probably the best way to make use of all three of those powers. If you go to the bank, you just punch through the vault door, steal all the money, convince everyone that didn't happen with your super genius intellect, and then fly away. That's making use of all the three categories.
I think you would have to not convince them that you didn't
Punch
just
the
do
wall.
that. I think you would have to convince them that they're crazy.
Okay.
So you fly in, punch the vault open, and then convince them no, I didn't just fucking fly in here and punch the vault open. That's crazy. And then you fly away, and they're like, oh my God, was that crazy? Did that happen? You just plant that little seed in the back of their head oh my God, I'm crazy. And
yeah, but do they ever report it? Do they ever report it to the police?
Maybe, but the police are so logical, they don't expect them to be telling the truth because it's so crazy.
Right. It is a crazy idea, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm into this. I like the superhero powers. There's definitely a piece of alien tech that is quite useful, for sure.
And for you could build your fucking floating chair that you had to have so bad.
That's true. The floating chair. You, with the super genius intellect, you basically have access to more powers than you could ever want.
True. You're basically Thanos without the gauntlet.
I mean, you could build the gauntlet if you really wanted to.
That's true.
So
super genius.
I don't know. I think you may be convincing me this may be the best. However, I'll tell you one thing that would kill your superhero fantasy. And this was honestly I would have led with this, but the transition was just too good from the clips. This was the first thing that came to mind when we decided to do this topic. And it's simply because the name insinuates what it is. Unstoppable. A predator. AKA the Predator. AKA Iwatya, which apparently that's what the species name. I didn't know that they actually...
I thought they were just called predators.
They are called predators, but apparently the real species name is called Iwatya. So just for all those Predator fanboys out there. But yeah, I mean, despite having spaceships and shit, I'm just gonna name all the equipment we see in the movies because spaceships, fine. That aside, yeah, it's cool, but this is what makes the Predator a predator, the Predator. He's got a dagger. I mean, it's not the most badass thing, but still, he's got a dagger.
That's not what I was expecting when you're like, he's got the most badass thing, a dagger.
A dagger. Spear. But this isn't a normal spear. Resist the blood of xenomorphs, which are aliens from Alien, Ridley Scott Alien.
Yeah.
He's got a wrist rocket like Boba Fett, which is immediately badass.
A slingshot, basically.
No, it's not. It's not like
That's
a
what
rocket.
a wrist rocket is.
He's got a power glove, basically a gauntlet. It's a strength enhancing,
Like a
glove.
Nintendo Power Glove.
Yeah, or a Nintendo Power Glove. Those were fun. So if anything, the Predator knows how to have fun.
He knows how to party.
He's got laser nets, so that's a laser net that cuts people into pieces. He's got a sword because nerds fucking love swords. He also has a net gun, and it shoots a net that tightens and is resistant to edged weapons and acid blood. And also, when it tightens, you basically just get like cut into like little square pieces,
Like a cheese grater type thing.
Yeah, basically. Plasma gun. Obviously, this is the quintessential Predator gun. With
Obviously,
the 3 red
is that the
dots.
shoulder thing?
Yeah, that's the one with the 3 red dot targeting.
Like the Johnny 5 over the shoulder
Yes,
laser
yes.
cannon. Yeah,
exactly. He's got self-destruct device in case he's going down. He's gonna blow up like a fucking nuke. A smart disc, boomerang that's sharp. He's got I don't even know how you say this. It's like a ninja weapon, shuriken, right? That's how you say it. Shuriken?
I'm not an authority on how to say things.
That's true. That's true. But I know it's a ninja weapon, and it's the same thing like a smart disc, but it has like visible curved blades on the sides. So it can use as like a melee weapon, like to slash.
Oh, I see.
And then he's got the wrist blades, the swords. And,
Oh, yeah.
And he has the invisibility cloak, not from Harry Potter, like the cloaking shield system. So this guy's basically got everything when it comes to melee, plus laser cannons. I mean, nothing stops a Predator except like, Danny Glover and, Arnold Schwarzenegger. But
Yeah.
aside from those two, Predator cannot be stopped.
Damn, that's tough too. I would like to see a Chronicle guy go up against a Predator.
Do you think Chronicle guy could beat a Predator? I mean, I know they have superpowers and telekinesis, but a Predator would find its way. First of all, you can't telekinesis shit you can't see, right?
That's true. Or you can. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
And honestly, it seems like Predator ends your life mostly with the laser cannon. The 3 dots hit you, and it's just blast, and
Yeah.
you're done. Like
The 3 dots were the most terrifying part of the Predator.
It really was, honestly.
I think it would be a good battle. I think the Chronicle guy would win only because Predator does have all this shit, but he can't fly and he doesn't have the strength, like the superhuman strength. He has a lot more strength.
Predator has strength.
Oh yeah, he's got like gorilla strength, but he doesn't have like superhero strength.
Dude, can you really argue that Predator doesn't have the most badass tech, though? I mean,
He does have
we're
some
talking about
badass
tech.
Yes. Okay, we're talking about tech,
okay,
yes.
His tech kills xenomorphs, it kills dinosaurs, it kills exotic animals, because we see all the trophies in Predator 2 in the spaceship. He's got dinosaur heads, he's got the alien head. And these weapons are able to take down fucking commandos, cops, Colombians, and Jamaicans, like in Predator 2. I mean, there's nothing that the Predator's arsenal can't take down.
That is true. And thinking back, like, the one thing that you don't want to face is something that has a fucking laser cannon and is, like, terrifying. Like, it's not just a person that's trying to kill you, it's a fucking nightmare monster trying to kill you. And it just adds, like, a level of intensity to the whole thing.
I would prefer being killed by a Predator with the mask still on than without.
Yes. Yeah. Leave the mask on.
Yeah, like, I don't need you to take it off. Like, when he takes it off, when he's, like, taking his time, popping the little tubes off his head.
Yeah.
Like, shit's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to fuck with the Predator when it's like this.
Yeah. As soon as the mask comes off,
it's like the gloves
come
are
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, totally.
So my next one is, I feel like some people would be on the fence about this, but in my opinion, this is some awesome tech, and it's actually the blood of the people from Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
The Omega blood.
Oh, God.
So I'm a big fan of this because So Tom Cruise in the movie has like this, like he's infected with the Omega blood, so he can't die. Or he dies and he just comes back.
Right.
So my thought process is on this. You could learn so much shit, make so many mistakes, have literally no fear at all of dying, and do whatever the fuck you want. And then if you fail, you just start all over again. So you can have a plan to, let's say you want to take over the world or whatever. You keep getting there and you keep succeeding, and then when you fail, you just start over and then do all the things that make you succeed until you finally do it. You could live for thousands and thousands of years. And
yeah, but then it gets repetitive. I mean, I know that's the point, but it's like if you were stuck playing the same video game over and over again, and you finally get to like one level and you die, you have to start from like new game. I don't know about you, but if my save data is lost on any game, I'm like, well, I guess I'm not playing this anymore. I'm not doing all this shit again. Like, no fucking chance.
That's why I stopped playing Skyrim. I played for like 6 hours and accidentally realized I turned off autosave and didn't save it when it glitched out. And I just stopped playing. I never played it again.
Yeah.
But I feel like if there's real world like prizes in the game.
Skyrim.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like
Fair enough.
I could get rich out of this, or I could live a pretty nice life. Although it would suck to watch like everybody around you die as you're like, oh no, but you
That's
go back, it like restarts time, right? Yeah, it
Right.
restarts time.
So you would like go become old, but then you would get killed, or like you would die, and then you'd be back to when you first got infected or wherever.
Yeah, so you could have so many different lives. You could try so much different shit, and it's like, oh, this life sucks. I'm just gonna kill myself.
Right.
And
Just
then,
kill yourself and start over.
Yeah.
You could be like a rich billionaire and then be like, you know what? I feel like being a hobo for like 10 years. See how that turns out.
Yeah.
Just jerk off in dumpsters and stuff.
Yeah, then one day you get stabbed by a crackhead and then you get reborn and become a billionaire again.
Wait, but you can get injured. You can get injured. Like you can't get stabbed by a crackhead, lose blood, and then wake up in a hospital. Like you need that crackhead
that
to finish
is
the
true.
job.
That is true.
Can't.
You have to live in a state like Arizona where you can constantly be carrying a gun.
Right.
Because it's like, oh,
Or
there's
getting
like
shot by the cops.
there's a crackhead like coming to stab me. Like, pull out the gun as fast as you can and just kill yourself.
Right.
So you can start over.
You need the finality or else you're fucked. Because then you're like, shit, I wasted 10 years as a hobo. What am I doing? And then you really need to just like end it right there. Like at that point, it's game over.
For good, yes.
Okay. So you're saying that the Omega blood is good because you can just reset everything and just live different lives?
Yep.
That's okay.
That's my jam.
Fair enough. Well, Kevin, I also picked Edge of Tomorrow that we did not know about. However, I picked it as having bad tech.
Okay.
And yeah, the stuff that you described, it's cool. I agree with it. It's awesome for the person that's getting infected. But for the alien species, this does not help them at all. Because this just shows how a badass, unstoppable alien race, because that's basically how they're portrayed in the movie, right?
Right, yeah.
They're just like taking over Europe. They're at this point where it's like the final battle, or where Tom Cruise goes with the people, and he gets like everyone gets decimated in that battle, right?
Yep.
And it always seems like these aliens that are super badass always has this ridiculous Achilles heel. And
yeah.
you know, the aliens, yeah, they have the technology to make your world become Groundhog Day, except surprise, you can use that to your advantage and basically know all the aliens' plans, the location of all their important shit. So, yeah, if people that haven't seen the movie, like Tom Cruise, he gets the blood on him, he dies, but then he can basically keep seeing different points where, like, oh, the alien, like, hive or whatever is located in this, like, so-and-so location.
Very underrated movie.
It is very underrated.
It's a
I'm
great
a big fan of the
movie.
It is. But the fact that the aliens basically, I know they meant to kill him, but then they actually gave him like intel.
Yeah. It does.
This
I
is
do understand
detrimental
what you're
to
saying.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do understand what you're saying because their whole tech revolves on nobody else, not just humans. Like, imagine if a deer had this blood. Like every time this
Right.
deer gets shot, time starts over.
Right.
It really hinges on them never getting hurt ever, and somebody just happened to come across this blood.
Right. Right.
That's like their whole being. So the fact that this is like their biggest weapon, but it's also, like you said, the biggest Achilles heel.
Right.
For anything.
I mean, any superpower or tech, I mean, despite how cool it is, if it can be used to the advantage of your enemy, it goes down as a shitty piece of tech. It's like I can see the future, but if I prick and I get some blood on you, some AIDS blood on you, and you get the AIDS, but you can also see into the future, well, like shame on me for doing that. Like,
Yeah.
I need to keep my hand bandaged up and make sure that shit doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Hulk. I know you never saw the Ed Norton one, but
Yeah.
at one point his blood, he cuts his finger, his blood drips into like a soda in a factory, and
Oh, I didn't. I thought you were gonna say in the guy's forehead.
no, it drips into a soda, and he like runs down to grab the soda before it gets shipped out, and I think some actually does accidentally get shipped out, but it's like the same scenario.
Premise. Right.
Like you're either gonna
Yeah.
turn into the Hulk or you're gonna be able to reverse time when you die.
Exactly.
Either way.
So,
But I think
I
as a human, I would want that technology. Like taking away the fact that there are aliens out there that want to kill us. I'm just talking about everyday life. Yes, I would like to have that ability.
true.
But if
true.
I had to deal with aliens wanting to kill us constantly, I think I could do without the tech.
Yeah, I could do it because then now you're like everything hinges on your existence, right?
Yeah.
And also, I don't think dying a million times is probably the most fun thing,
No, it's probably still really painful.
right?
And he
Unless
gets,
you're getting like shot. No, if you get shot in the head, I mean,
yeah.
as someone who's never been shot in the head before, I can imagine it's not painful because it's just a bullet going in your brain and killing you immediately.
You know what you should do? Like if you have this
You're like, you should shoot yourself in the head, see how it is.
no, you should develop this like headband that has like, you know, the cow killer machine that like drives a
Javier Bardem
spike.
weapon?
Yeah, drives a spike into their brain. You just
No
constantly
control.
have one attached to your head and your finger on the button. So that way any time
Oh, like a
that
dead man switch.
yeah, like any time it looks like something bad is going to happen, you just kill yourself right away.
But if there's like a robbery, you're like, kill yourself. And the guy's like, what?
Yeah. Or like you step out into the street and you hear a car honk and you just kill yourself and you just realize that it's like down the street or something.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's good. I definitely don't think that's good.
No.
Plus, honestly, like, I know Tom Cruise was very sure of himself. In the back of my head, when it came to this tech, I would think there must be like an end life to this, right? Like, how many times
Yeah.
can I kill myself before the killing myself runs out?
Yeah,
'Cause
it's like how many
never
lives
it's
you
not
have.
like it's not like the alien like ripped its body open and like bled all over him. It's like you have unlimited lives. You know,
Yeah.
like when I'm like, what if I only have 5 lives? I'm like trying. Plus, as humans, we're like, it's ingrained in us and really in all life, I would think,
Yeah.
to not let yourself die. You know,
Yeah.
like I can't just let it go. Be like, oh, maybe I'll come back. Maybe I won't. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that would be the bad thing about having that. Is like you don't know when it could end.
Right.
And just the fact that you constantly have to die as like your morals or your being, like nobody wants to die. Like anything that's living
Right.
will do
Unless
whatever
when
it
you-
takes.
I was gonna say, unless you have like this power and it kind of gets that basic instinct within you to like your basic instinct of survival, because you're like, well, this doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
So even if I wasn't coming back, my thought process was I am coming back, even though I won't. Because if I don't come back, I'm not gonna know. If I do come back,
that
I
is
know.
true. Yeah.
So I could see how that could be.
Yeah. It could just
way.
get to the point where that just like becomes your morals or your thought process is like, I'm going to come back, I'll just kill myself, no big deal.
Yeah, and then you don't, but you
Yeah.
don't know. That's the best part.
Yeah. You don't know when you're gonna die for real or
Well,
not.
what if we're missing out on this whole Groundhog Day thing? What if we all have it? Let's just do it right now. Let's just end it.
I wonder if anyone actually killed themselves after watching the movie.
that movie.
Yeah, just to
If
figure.
so, no, that'd be all over the news.
Maybe. I feel like that's something that would happen in Japan or something.
Except they choose the worst way to kill themselves, like jumping off a fucking building.
Or setting himself on fire.
Yeah, some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's always like stabbing themselves with a sword or something.
And then having their head chopped off. I've never understood like the whole seppuku thing.
Yeah.
That's not a good way to go.
People still do that. That's crazy.
Do they? I don't know.
I know people commit suicide in Japan with swords. I don't know if they
have someone to cut.
Have someone to cut their head off afterwards.
Yeah, that's definitely. I don't know if it's considered murder, but it's like it's teetering.
You have to have a pact with a friend. It's like, if you do this, I will cut your head off. If I do it, you need to cut my head off.
Do you think if someone agreed to this, like even if I'm like, Kevin, I'm going to commit seppuku, I want you to have the honor of like cutting my head off, and I record a video saying, Kevin, like I'm fine. I just like it's over for me. I need Kevin to cut my head off because I gave him this honor. Like, don't arrest him. Like, what do you? I feel like that should be given a pass, honestly. Like,
it should be, but I feel like it would need to be notarized. There would have to be lawyers involved. Like, I think it would have to be very official. It's kind of like the assisted suicide type thing.
Right. This is definitely like a rich person thing. This isn't like a normal, like everyday, like run of the mill. Like, I just recorded it. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like notaries and lawyers involved for sure.
Yeah, if this was like everybody could do this, there'd be some fucking mall ninja neckbeard motherfuckers doing this.
Very true. Very true.
So my next bad one does horrible, horrible things to humans. And it's literally like the worst thing a human could possibly imagine.
Okay.
And I'm talking about the fucking goo, the black goo from District 9.
Oh yeah.
And so this goo is awesome for the aliens because it powers pretty much everything they do. Powers the ships, the weapons, pretty much everything. But as a human, if you think about it, like Wicca's got one little splash on his face, and he turned
like a spray, right? Like a spray.
He turned into one of the prawn aliens in a very painful, horrible, horrible way.
Oh, I remember this. It's fucking disgusting. Anything with your nails falling off, I'm out.
Yeah, that's specifically what I was talking about. So as he's first changing, his fingernails start to fall off, and he's just like literally pulling his fingernails off.
Oh god, I remember that scene. Fuck. Any scene with pulling fingernails off, fuck out of here, man.
The scene in fucking Black Swan where she pulls that hangnail.
Nope, don't tell me about it. Don't tell me about it.
Nope.
Nope.
Anything with nails or fingers, no, I can't do it. The fact that he changes, not only are the fingernails ripped off, but he changes into an alien. It's really painful. He tries to actually cut his hand off.
Yeah, God.
It seems like the worst transit. I would rather turn into a fucking werewolf.
Seriously.
Than an alien.
I'd rather turn into basically anything rather than what he went through.
Would you rather turn into a sex toy?
Who does the sex toy belong to?
2 men. And it's huge.
Why do 2 men have the same? Why do they share the same sex toy?
Because they're gay as well.
But like, what kind of sex toy?
Probably a giant butt plug.
I mean,
and you have to, about your conscious butt plug.
But like, if you're just sitting there, I mean, it's fine, right?
No, this is happening to you. You don't just turn into an inanimate object. You have a conscience and you're a butt plug. Or you can turn into an alien very painfully. What do you choose?
I choose butt plug.
Wow.
You choose alien?
I think I would choose alien, yeah.
No, because if you just get stuck up an ass, you're just there. You're just like, all right, well, I'm up here. Well,
that's got to suck, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll take going up an ass and getting my fucking fingernails ripped off.
Oh, God, that's it. Ugh. I didn't think about that part.
Yeah. I don't know how you forgot. That's like the worst part.
That is the worst part. Maybe that'll be a Twitter poll. Would you rather turn into a conscious butt plug or an alien from District 9?
Oh, man. Yeah, so what else? Is it just the whole like alien turning into an alien process?
I'm looking at it through the eyes of a human getting a hold of this goo whatever it's called,
Yeah,
whatever
the
it is.
spray, like the Axe body spray for aliens.
Yes.
That's what it looked like. It looked like a
It
hair
did.
spray or something.
It looked like an Axe can, but bigger. Just the fact, like, as a human handling this stuff, it's like Ebola. Like, if you get one little speck of Ebola on you, you have Ebola now. It's the worst thing ever. It's like you get one little speck on your hand, you're a fucking alien now. Good luck ripping your own fingernails
But
off.
it got in his eye. So I don't know if it just makes contact with skin and you become an alien, or because he essentially ingested it in a way. Like it got into like, fluid.
It
like,
must have to be ingested. Because I feel like the guy... Well, how did the bad guy, get his arm to change into that?
I don't
Because he changed his arm so he could use the gun
guns.
or use the thing.
Well, I know there was like those crazy guys in the slum that wanted to cut his fucking hand off and eat it. That was some crazy shit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just special. Maybe Wickus. Is it Wickus?
Yeah, Wickus. Wikis.
These fuckers have such weird names. Oh man,
they probably say that about you. They're like, John, what the fuck kind of name is that?
No, John, trust me, that's very normal in many countries. Very much so. Yeah, so like coming off District 9, mine also has to deal with aliens that came to Earth. Except these aliens were not looking to just shack up in Cape Town, South Africa. These aliens came to exterminate humanity as we know it, and it's in War of the Worlds. And I'm specifically talking about the Spielberg War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, which, as far as I can remember, was pretty damn good. I don't know. I feel like that was a one that kind of fell under the radar. Also, completely forgot it was a Spielberg movie.
I didn't even know it was a Spielberg movie until way later. I even saw it in theaters and didn't realize it was a Spielberg movie.
I also saw it in theaters, and can I just tell you, I was haunted by this movie because it felt so real. And every time that blowhorn sounded, which is like the noise that the alien made when it was like coming close to you, I was terrified because it just meant that like the aliens are here and you're gone. If people don't remember, there's this one scene where there's a bunch of humans trying to get on a ferry to cross the water, and like deep, like far off in like the mountain or like the hills or whatever in the forest, you just hear like this blowhorn and the thing pops up.
Yeah.
And you're just like, fuck. And then everyone's trying to get onto this ferry to get the fuck out of there. And then just bad shit just starts happening.
That is a fucking terrifying situation to be in.
Yeah.
And I remember the part where he's like in the house and it's like flooded with water.
Yeah.
And the thing's like searching for him. That part is nerve-wracking.
Yeah. That movie's scary as fuck. But in any case, my worst piece of tech, despite how terrifying these creatures were, just again, like an Edge of Tomorrow, these aliens have the worst technology. The fact that they died from cold or disease is the most bitch way to go for like a super exterminator race.
Yeah.
And out of all the things, like you're invading a world, out of all the things that these aliens plan for, they had impervious death machines, blood sucking for energy, disintegrating rays. These fuckers could not plan to get immunizations before planning a worldwide invasion. Like, really?
Yeah.
So the fact that they're, I guess their worst technology was the fact that there was a lack of basic health plans for the aliens.
They did not have universal health care.
Correct. The immunization records were not up to date.
No. And they should have enforced that shit before they let them go on the field trip to Earth.
Yeah. And it was the most bitch way to go because, like I said, we remember the movie, like, these things were unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like, they had the military. I mean, nothing stopped these things. And then finally, just like over time, I guess exposure, they just got germs. And they all just kind of died. Like their machines just blew up and they like came crawling out like fucking like they had the flu. They had the cold and they were over here dying.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because like it kind of reminds me of the Putty Men from Power Rangers. It's like they're really strong, but they also have their kill button like right on their chest.
Center mass.
Yeah, like right there waiting to be pushed to explode them. The aliens in War of the Worlds has like the same thing. So it's like you find somebody who knows about these people. It's like, how should we kill these people? How should we get guns and nukes? And the guy's like, no, just wait it out. They'll die. And
Yeah,
they're like,
don't worry about it.
yeah, he's like, like 6 months they'll be gone. They'll all die. They're like, no, this can't be. We need nukes. And he's like, no, seriously, just wait.
Imagine if like you're in that much like distress and you're talking to that guy. He's just like, no, don't worry about it. Like it's fine. Like people are dying. It's like, trust me, just wait it out. It's fine. Like don't worry about it.
So my last one is, again, I'm going through the eyes of a human of like what the worst tech would be.
Okay.
And the worst thing is literally the aliens themselves, the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
So they're kind of created, and it's kind of like alluded to in Prometheus as like a killing machine.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of like a pet.
The fact that they started giving it more backstory confused me more. I never thought that would ever be. The more you explain to me, the more confused I am.
Yeah. In Prometheus, it was kind of confusing, and then I know Alien Covenant. I never saw it, but I read a lot about it, and it made it more confusing.
Yeah, it seems that they're kind of like a bio, like a bioweapon more than anything.
Yeah, it definitely seems, especially with Prometheus, because I think David says that they were created to be a weapon.
Yeah.
So the fact that this weapon, like imagine a nuke that could literally go off at any time, even if nobody has the launch codes, like it could just go off. That's what the xenomorphs are.
I'll take a nuke over a xenomorph.
Yeah. So that's how I feel with xenomorphs. It's like, yeah, you have these xenomorphs that are working on your side to like kill everybody, but they're like pit bulls. They can turn on you in a heartbeat and just fucking murder you. But this pit bull can rip your face off and then plant babies inside your stomach.
Yeah. And then you're alive, or so you think, and then your chest gets ripped open in the most possible painful way and you fucking die.
Yes.
So not only do you get a dick down your throat, you get like your chest exploding. So that's not fun.
That is true.
And like before it explodes, it's like you're having like a massive heart attack that you can feel.
That sounds like a way worse way to die than just turning into an alien from District 9.
Yep. Yeah, shit. I'll take fingernails falling off over chest burster any day.
And the precursor, the giant dick down the throat.
Yeah, the giant dick down the throat is not a fun way to go.
Yeah. So that's why I made my bad tech list, because they're so unpredictable. They could just kill anybody, anything. They don't work for anybody.
That's true. So are you picking like the black goo? I know there's a lot of black goo in this episode.
Yeah.
But the black goo in Prometheus, because like isn't that what happens? Like they touch.
I guess I should change it to the neomorphs, which are the first things that are in Prometheus.
Right, because it's like the thing that the guy gets in his drink, right?
Yes.
David puts the little black dot in his drink.
Yes.
And then he becomes kind of an alien. That's what I was confused. Like
he becomes the neomorph, which is like the in between the face suckers and the xenomorphs.
Right, because he impregnates the main character girl.
Yes.
And then she like basically like gives birth to that weird like octopus thing that becomes like the size of a room.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess I will just go with the black goo. So this goo is like
it's not a good goo.
Black goo. If you see black goo, just run the other way.
Just get away from black goo. there's nothing that could come from black goo.
Yeah. Because, like, okay, so imagine how you change in District 9, and then imagine how the guy changed in Prometheus. I would take District 9 all day.
He seemed okay, though, because he didn't actually die from he died from, like, being just, I don't know, sick. Like, he didn't get nothing coming out of his chest, you know?
But it seemed like he had the Ebola symptoms.
Oh yeah, he wasn't chilling, that's for sure.
He wasn't having a good time.
He was not. He was definitely suffering. But his fingernails were intact. if we can bring it back to that. His fingernails were definitely intact.
Okay. Yeah. I keep forgetting about the fingernails for some reason. Maybe I'm trying to block it out of my head. Yeah, I'm thinking, now that I think about it, the fingernails, District 9 seems like a way worse way to go. At least you get to keep your fingernails when you turn into a xenomorph.
That's true. Very true. Yeah, I will say it's probably the absolute worst from the standpoint of a human. Those things are like terrifying. Like, even as the precursor, like the egg and everything, they're just like gooey and sticky and nasty. And there's just nothing good that comes out of any point of their like evolution, right? Like from the black goo to being a full-fledged alien.
Eggs. The egg, I never understood why people walked into the room with the eggs.
And
like,
we're like,
honestly, if you
what's in an egg?
If you open a door and there are like these fucking pods just like sitting there, you're like, oh fuck, I'm not. No. You turn around and leave. These guys are just like knocking on it, like spreading the spores out everywhere. It's like, nobody knows how to handle alien tech.
Oh shit. So I will bring it to like Alien Covenant because I did see it. In Alien Covenant, you get there was like a different type of alien that was called like the back burster. And it didn't come from getting a dick down your throat. It came from you just like stepping on a fucking mushroom and then the spores being released and you inhaling them. Oh. And then that spore grew in your back and just fucking ripped out of your back and became like an alien, which was crazy.
Wow.
Which is not, from watching that movie, first of all, like in Prometheus, he was like Ebola sick.
Yeah.
Except at the end of Ebola sick, his back like ripped open and he was not in a good spot. That's for sure.
So again, I have to ask the question: District 9 alien or back burster?
I'm always gonna go back to the fingernails, but I don't know. Like getting your entire back ripped open, and
at least you're dead after Ebola. That. At least you're dead after that.
But then you get to live as an alien in District 9.
District 9, you act like that's a prize. That is
it's not. But like, if you happen to like leave, maybe you go back to your alien civilization, meet a nice alien girl, like have kids, alien kids, and you get to live as like you basically get a new life.
But
if your life is really shitty as a human, like that could be you're out, you know.
But you're assuming that Wickus is now attracted to aliens. Like, what if he goes back and he's like, these aliens are fucking disgusting. How am I going to mate with one of these?
But maybe he, again, via like the transformation, has certain appetites now. And as an alien male, I guess. I don't even know if they have genders, honestly. I was always very confused. I never understood that the main character was was she a female? The alien? Or was it a male?
Yeah. The... Christopher?
Was it female? Oh, yeah. I guess that explains it then.
Yeah.
He's a male.
It's good that you didn't assume Christopher's identity or his gender.
It was very
it's very forward thinking of you.
Yeah, it was. Oh man.
So John, I have a question for you to close out the show.
The tables have turned.
Tables have turned. So I know when we were talking about doing this episode, we omitted everything Star Wars from the options, I guess.
Yeah, we had to. There was no way we could have.
Yes. So I'm bringing it back, and I want this to be a Twitter poll. I'm bringing it back to Star Wars. So out of these three things, what is the tech that you would most likely want to have?
Okay.
Number 1, obviously a lightsaber.
Okay.
Number 2, Han Solo's blaster, or
Okay.
Boba Fett's jetpack. And let me add a caveat that you have to live in current society with this item.
Okay. Well, then that means the one that has the most use to me, and it may be the jetpack.
Yes.
I have to go with the jetpack because the blaster, yeah, it's cool and it looks nice, but at the end of the day, it's still a gun. And I live in Massachusetts, and we're very much like, you know, you can't have a gun. So
I live in Arizona.
just-
You could walk down the street waving that blaster.
yeah, you could basically dress up as Han Solo and just constantly have your hands on your belt,
Yeah.
which is a good look. He has a good look to do that. And then the lightsaber, I feel like you couldn't really show that to anyone.
The lightsaber scares me because I feel like I would cut my own arm off.
I'm not even scared about that. Like, what if I like trip and like cut through the wall? You know?
Or what if you drop it? Like, what if you just, it fell and then you just sliced your foot off or sliced your dining room table in half?
Right. I think if you drop it, don't you have to always have your finger on the button though? Isn't that the whole point? I thought that was.
Does it turn off when you take your
If I have
finger
a
off?
safety switch, yeah, like a dead man.
Better have a
switch.
safety switch for being that lethal.
Yeah, I got to go with jetpack. Assuming it's like a good functioning jetpack. I don't, because last time we saw Boba Fett use the jetpack, he blasted onto the barge and then just fell and got eaten by the.
I will say the jetpack in the prime of its lifespan.
use. Okay, all right. Oh wait, does it still come with the rocket? 'Cause
No.
you know it has like that one.
Well,
So
yeah,
it's all-
I guess if it is attached to the jetpack or the backpack itself, then yeah, it would count.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta go with jetpack. I mean, it seems like the most useful thing. Like it's of all the things that are impractical about all these options, it seems the most practical.
Yeah, and I think we really need to push the point on the Twitter when we do this poll that you have to live in current society with this
Right.
item. It can't just be
Right.
like, oh, you have a lightsaber, but you're in Star Wars. So that's not
Right.
That's not.
Well, that's an easy decision.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking about with Han's blaster, you can't fire a gun inside city limits. Like you get arrested for that shit.
Right.
Lightsaber just has bad news written all over it.
Oh, 100%. Like, you know, everyone's going to try to take that from you.
Yeah, and then you have the risk of cutting your arm off. Like, I don't know how many times I've like.
You're very stuck on this.
Well, I mean, like, you know, when like wrapping Christmas presents and you run out of paper, and it's just like the cardboard roll. You like swing it around and shit like a sword.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, that's my first instinct, as always.
Have you ever hit anything that you didn't want to hit with that?
It's true. It's a good point.
You do it with a
Yes.
lightsaber. There's no take back.
There's no, there's no, not at all. There
So
really
yeah, I'm
isn't.
taking the jetpack.
Yeah, jetpack all the way, which is weird. It's kind of a lame choice, but it's
It is
the
a
right
lame choice. Yeah, it's not the sexy choice, but it's also the most realistic. It's the only choice you could actually use in public.
That's true. I mean, I would just use it merely for the fact that you still look really cool with a jetpack on, honestly.
Yeah.
You get around really easily. I don't know how nimble and like good it is, but I'm assuming it basically functions like how you're saying with like flight, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can still kind of fly around.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of flight, so I got to take the jetpack.
You got to take the jetpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. All right, guys. Well, we're very excited to see what your choice is, whether it be lightsaber, Han Solo blaster, or jetpack, again in the real world. We'll be posting that poll on our Twitter. And speaking of which, you guys should definitely follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wicked Hot Talk to be able to guess on our, what the next show is, see any upcoming news, any other pictures that we happen to post, or any other random things that we want to put out there for you guys. And of course, as always, if you can give us a subscribe and a 5-star rating on iTunes, that's super appreciated. And if you want to throw in a review there and there, tell us how much you love us, whatever, do it, get into it. I mean, we love reading your guys' comments. And And Kevin, I know we have a special episode for next week.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anyone, I don't know if you have anything else to really say.
No, I think
closing it up.
No.
No? All right. Well, guys, keep it. Oh, do I?
Do you have anything to say?
I don't have anything to say.
Sounds like you do.
I said everything I needed to say.
Okay.
I want to reveal the episode, but I don't because I want people to guess it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I feel like this time it's so obvious that people can guess it.
Yes.
So we'll just go off that.
Okay.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for the next episode. Recording it in 3 days. So I still got to pick my other 3 things that I'm going to do. But that's fine. That's okay. Nothing else for me. But again, guys, thanks again for listening. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wicked Hot Talk. And we will catch you guys next week. Same time as always, same day.
Bye, everybody.